Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another session of ARCHIDEX Fast Forward webinar series. My name is Lillian and I'll be your moderator for today. ARCHIDEX Fast Forward is a webinar series focused on the holistic perspective from the industry. Each session brings together collaboration from the industry with renowned architecture and building professionals sharing their experiences from various perspectives, including industry, business, and education to address current key issues and topics. Please note that this session is CPD applicable. To claim your CPD points, please follow the instructions in the comment section. To our audience, thank you for joining us. We would like you to do a quick and short survey after this session through the link in the comment section to feedback on ARCHIDEX Fast Forward webinar series. In today's webinar, the speakers will be sharing on performance in upholstery design in the post-COVID age. In this ARCHIDEX Fast Forward Business Edition, the speakers from Jotex will discuss about the clever fusion of easy care, performance, and contemporary design upholsteries, focusing on the interior as well as well-needed haven for rest and harmony. With that, let me introduce the speakers for today, Mr. Lee Jo Wee and Mr. Uko Baoyet. Mr. Lee Jo Wee graduated as Bachelor of Computer Science US and Master in Business Administration Australia. He inherited family business of Jotex with more than 15 years of experience in home furnishing manufacturing and distribution, expanding the business network of distribution across Southeast Asia with more than 1,000 independent dealers and interior designers across the countries. He also achieved awards and recognition, being 2018 Soba Entrepreneur of the Year and 2019 Alibaba Netpreneur Program in Hangzhou. Uko is overseeing Craven's overseas operations with customers in more than 50 countries around the world. Uko is Dutch by birth but lives in Barcelona, Spain. He holds a degree in International Communication and Marketing of the University of Amsterdam and has over 20 years experience in the international decoration business. With that, I'll now like to first bring Joey to join me on screen. Hi, Joey. How are you today?
Hi, Lillian. Good. Yeah.
That's great. So over to you for your presentation.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Joey from Jotex. So today we talk about our products. Next. Let me first introduce our company. So we are in Simplicity Living. Jotex Central Berhad was founded in year 1989. We are actually a leading global supplier of interior furnishing fabrics. We have an extensive collection of design contains fabrics that met all the residential and commercial, including curtains, drapery, and upholstery. Next. We sold over 1 million, shipped over 1 million of meters of fabrics around the world each year. With our Jotex technology solution that help customers to achieve higher efficiency and value throughout the entire supply chain and the process. Next. Over 10 countries we are working with right now. Our fabrics are distributed, like, for example, more than 1,000 curtain dealers. We are more targeting interior designers, sofa, furniture manufacturers, and we also into the hospitality, healthcare sectors. We are in Southeast Asia, distribution across, and also Australia, New Zealand, and China. Next. We are working closely with our partners, Jotex, our brands, customers, and suppliers. Constantly, we are enhancing our technical knowledge and expertise. Continuous investment in operation service result in sustained and ever-improving satisfaction for customers. So later, we'll talk about partners, Uko from Spain, Craven. Next. What we did is we designed our products throughout the process. Then we send for weaving. From the weaving, then we do the dyeing process and the color selections. Then we go for the final goods inspection. We finally send our products globally. Next. Some of our core products are curtains and drapery. Next. They are consist of dim out, which is high darkening using a triple width technologies. It is actually elegant looks and soft, sound absorbing and easy care. Next, another one I'm going to talk about is our blackouts, slightly different compared to dim outs. It is actually 100% darkening effects. It is naturally soft and easy to handle. We have wide range of color selection, and it is certified to be FR for the commercials and hotels usage. Next. These are some of our latest collection for the curtains, dim out, and blackout. Okay, next. We also distribute upholstery, sofa fabrics. Next, I'll pass over to Uko Bauyet, international sales manager from Caribbean. He's very well experienced in this upholstery manufacturing. Hand over to Uko.
Hi, everybody. Hello, this is Ulco from Barcelona, Spain. I have to tell you first, it's my first webinar, so I feel a little bit strange. It's not that I'm not used to speaking in public, but there's no public. I do not see you. I only see myself, and I can assure you it's not very inspiring. But that's okay. The other thing is that I'm talking from my home. Yeah? Which is also a bit weird. But then, since we are, I guess you all are at home, so that's okay. It's also very relevant for my argument today. We're going to talk, or I'm going to talk, of course, about fabrics, upholstery fabrics, and I'm going to argue that upholstery fabrics are very important elements in post-COVID-19 interiors, where we're all seeking more value in the objects that surround us, and we're all seeking more wellness and comfort. I've adopted a context for this argument, which is the context of restorative design. It's something. It's a trend. It's something that comes from interior design. It's a bit holistic, but no worries. It's not like a hippie thing. Um, it's restorative design in interior design is about how our interior spaces can impact more positively on our sense of wellness and well-being, and also productivity, which is also a topic, of course, nowadays, as most of us will work from home. Compare restorative design to a walk through the forest. It's where it comes from. It's all about connecting. You connect with nature in order to get rid of your stress, to find relaxation, to disconnect, as we say in Spain. So apply this to interior design. So instead of, you cannot go for a walk in your home, but it's all about connecting with the objects that surround you, and you are supposed to find the wellness and comfort and relaxation in your own interior. This is something very very important today, as we are all facing this very hostile, ugly outer pandemic world. We have to find stress relief from. Okay, so I'm going to link this to materials, interior materials, and basically upholstery fabrics. And I'm going to argue that upholstery fabrics are very important elements when it comes to creating happy or comfortable interiors where you're happy to live in and to work in. Okay, it's all about materials that help you to free yourself from stress and worries, and help you to feel great about yourself. So, having said this, I'm going very quickly to introduce the company. Kraven is a Spanish company from Barcelona. We are weavers. We make upholstery fabrics. We are a totally vertical operation, which shows the slide. It means that we are in masters of the whole process. We control everything from the product development, which is the picture at the left, the weaving and the finishing, up to the dispatch of goods. Okay. Now I'm going to introduce the design to you. Next. So the first, when we talk about restorative design, the first restorative element in Kraven design is performance and durability. Okay. You imagine that you have upholstered furniture at home that is aging quickly. It's looking more ugly every day. It loses its color. It peels. It might get smelly. The seams might break, might open. These are all sorts of nasty things that can happen to upholstered furniture. And it have to do with low quality textiles. Kraven fabrics are double woven. This means that you use two warps instead of one. A warp is the vertical yarn, so it's the yarn that goes across the length of a fabric. In the market, you will see mostly single woven fabrics that use one single warps. Often they are, they use latex backings or fabrics that are glued onto the backside to create the illusion that they are more durable, but it's not the case. A double woven fabric is a constructional method for which you use a special loom that you can see at the left side. This is a double loom with two warp yarns. Okay, the the quality is much better as the double weave accounts for a tightly two-layered fabric that's tightly interwoven for a very strong and durable quality. So what you get is better strength and stability in your fabric, better wrinkle shrink resistance, protection against opening of seams, generally a higher wear resistance, and also breathability, because if you glue or you apply latex at the back of a fabric, you will lose the breathability of the fabric. Okay, next. Another very important restorative element nowadays in interior design materials is sustainability, sustainable materials. It's everybody's mind today. It's in the mindset, especially of younger people, younger consumers. At Kraven, sustainability is at the very heart of everything that we do. We redesigned our business model around zero waste. Zero waste means that our production does not generate any waste. It means that we recycle everything. You can see this in the graphic at the left side. You see that weaving generates waste, which is mostly in the form of selvages, which are the cut edges that you cannot use for anything. We collect them. They are sent to a spinner. They are turned into yarn, which is again applied to the backside of the double woven quality. There is a short video I'd like to share with you that explains this recycling process. It's called a closed loop process, as there's nothing, it's a cycle that is not interrupted. It goes from our fabric factory through the spinner back to a factory. So a closed loop. So let's watch this video first, and I will be back to you in a sec. Okay, so I'm going to show you where the recycled yarn is applied to. So this is the a sample of our fabric. It's a flyer that we use for our marketing. It's called Sustainability by Design. eh? So this is a sample of a double woven fabric. So you can see here that this is the fabric, and here you see how the two layers. I don't know if I show it in a proper way. I think here I do. So these are the two layers separated from each other. So this black yarn, this is the recycled content. So this is 100% recycled yarn. So actually, and this is where we use our own waste for to make this double woven fabric. So actually, in essence, we use our own waste to make our fabrics stronger. Apart from the zero waste production, there are other elements in our sustainable elements in our design which have to do with safety. People like to, be assured that what they buy is safe for their health. So they're Oecotex certified, our fabrics. We don't use any back coatings, latex coatings. We produce in Europe, so everything is REACH approved. It's a European way of controlling that all chemicals and dyes used are safe for the human health. So we use recycled materials apart from our own yarn of recycled PET bottles and cotton waste. We manufacture on the ISO 40001, which monitors our manufacturing, ensures it's resource friendly, and we produce everything in our own factory in Barcelona, in Spain, Europe. Okay, next. So the third restorative element in cabin design, which is the one I am sure you will like most, is easy care. This is the main factor, I think, for being relaxed at home, not stressed. I mean, if you stain your sofa with a cabin fabric, it's no problem. You can easily get rid of the stain by rubbing it with a solution of water and hand soap. Okay. Um, this is very important. This is what most people are looking at nowadays. Apart from stain removal, our fabrics also offer machine washability. Okay. And the good thing about the easy stain release of grabbing fabrics is that the protection comes from within, from inside the fabric. So it's not liable to wear. It's not liable to the impact that you execute on the, on the fabric when when you're using it. So the stain protection is for life. It's permanent. Okay. Next. So we're now coming to the end. This is going to sum up, what I've talked about, the restorative elements in our design. So how do we apply that to our post-COVID-19 age? Well, interior designers around the world, they agree that consumers will look in talking about their interiors. They will look for wellness, safety, and also a comfortable place to work, as we're all working and will be working from our homes. We talk about wellness, of course. It's the durability, wear resistance, design, of course, also for visual comfort. We talk about safety. We talk about hygiene that we achieve through the easy care. We talk about sustainability, and we talk about safe and certified materials. And we talk about work from home. Then, of course, you must realize that when you work from home, that's like an extra for your interior materials. It will be used more intensively. So function is very important. Worry-free materials that will not cause you any stress and that improve your productivity. Okay, and of course, after working, you need mental repose. You need relaxation and mental repose. So very important, especially during after hours, that you can relax. So we achieve that. Grabbing fabrics achieve that through permanent stain release, machine washability, prolonged furniture life, use of recycled materials, sustainable materials through ISO 40001, Upholstery certified, safety, and everything is made in the design hub called Barcelona, Spain. Okay, next. So if you'd like to have more information, samples, please contact us through Jotex. Jotex is the exclusive distributor of Graben fabrics in Malaysia. You can find the contact details in this slide. You can also view this presentation again. Please do contact us. Okay, so this is all from my side. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope that you have liked it. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Ukol. That was your sharing was so interesting, and the video you showed was very relaxing, as the background
Okay.
sounds were all very natural. You know,
Yeah.
it's natural sound of what you do with the fabric, or the cutting, and the machine sound. So it sounded so relaxing. I could use that video.
I'm happy that you have observed that. It was a little bit on purpose, of course, but it is, yes, it is true. I mean, we talk about, interior materials that have this function of, relaxation and comfort and supportive to well-being, etc. So I'm glad that you have noticed it.
Well, it's hard not to notice. Oh well. All right, let's move on to our Q&A session. I'm gonna invite Joey to join us back on screen. Hi, Joey. Thank you for the presentation earlier. Now we're gonna jump straight into the questions. I have a couple here that I would like to probably address to Uko. Uko, how would you advise to upkeep the upholsteries in pristine or to optimal conditions? How do we do that?
Well, it's of course it has to do with use. If you use your sofa very intensively, you should so think about families with kids. Think about pet animals. Of course, you should take special care of your upholstery. What we always recommend is regular vacuum cleaning. So we talk about monthly to monthly vacuum clean your upholstery to remove it, remove the dust and superficial dirt. And this will help your sofa to look pristine for a very long time. And then the other thing, you can occasionally clean the sofa with a humid cloth to take away the dirt and dust. And if the stains, I already told you, no worries, no worries. But you should act, quickly, not instantly. That's not, you have
Okay.
time to go to your kitchen and prepare yourself some water and soap, but do not let the stain work into the fabric. So that's basically, I will say, be responsible. I mean, as you are responsible for your car, for any valuable object, so use it responsibly. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Okay, you were talking about your product called Easy Clean.
Mhm.
How does Easy Clean works? What is the difference between Teflon and Scotch Guard?
Good question. These are the two basic, stain protections that the market offers. They are very different. They do the same. I mean, the end use is, of course, is the same. The function is the same. Is to protect your upholstered furniture from soiling and staining, but they work differently. So Teflon and Scotch Guard are like superficial finishings that are applied to the surface of a fabric. So they are actually, there's like a protective barrier, and they prevent stains and liquids from penetrating a fabric. But they are superficial, so they are liable to wear. They will wear off with time. So
Okay.
you have to reapply after a year and a half, 2 years. That depends on the intensity of use. Okay. On the other hand, our Easy Clean that we call Efficiency, by the way, which is the brand that we use to market our Easy Clean fabrics, works differently. It works from inside. It's like a bath. You insert your fabric into a bath that contains a product that will protect the fiber from inside the fabric. So it's not liable to wear. So if you use your fabric, you will not wear the stain protection or the protection off. It will
I
because it's
see.
inside the fabric. So for that reason, the stain protection that we offer is for life. It's permanent. Okay,
Okay.
and even machine washing will not deteriorate. I mean, it will not reduce the effectiveness of of the protection. So yes, so that's the answer to your question.
All right. Okay. Joey, would you like to weigh in on this as well to share with us more about what
Yeah,
the
I think
products are about?
the protection different is that maybe the Kravin side is protect through the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Is it from the yarn during the yarn production, the bath of the chemical is being inherited to the yarn instead of after finished dyeing, then they only do the treatment. So that
As in,
means
it's
the
not a
treatment is
surface thing.
actually on top.
It's part of
Yeah,
the product itself, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
correct, correct.
yeah,
Because
that's
if
true.
the chemical stain repellent and whatever is applied on the surface, it easily wear off. For example, and when we sit on it and rubbing, so the chemical will easily gone off compared to cravings, which is a permanent have the result on the easy care.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I think it was an awesome sharing. I think this is about all the time that we have for today. But before we go, would Uko like to top up on your sharing with us today? Anything you'd like to add on before we say goodbye to everybody?
Yeah, well, it's been a pleasure. It's a new experience for me. So that's one thing. The other thing, I think a little bit the good news. I mean, it's not all bad news that's happening to our world these days. I think the good news is that we have learned to somehow place greater value on our interiors and also not just the objects that surround us, but also the people that surround us, which are our loved ones, our family members, etc. So this is something positive for us, I think, for me and for Joey, that the future for higher end and more valuable interior materials is positive. It's like a positive outlook. People will are more willing now to invest in better, more durable, more sustainable interior
Mm,
materials. And I think that I hope that you agree, Lillian. It's something that
I
we
do.
are noticing. Yeah, something that we're noticing everywhere in the world. Actually, at this moment, our factory is having a sheer overload of work. So
Mm,
we're doing so. It's going so well with Grevin at this moment that we can hardly, cope with the amount of work that is coming to us. So it's definitely a sign of that there is a greater interest in better, more valuable materials, and that people are also more willing to spend more money, as it is,
on better
yeah,
materials.
it's a guarantee for their own safety and health and mental, and wellness and comfort. So that's a good sign, and I would like to finish our webinar today with this positive, this positive news. Okay.
Extremely positive. There's such an
Yeah.
optimistic news that you're sharing here with us. What about you, Joey?
Yeah, I think people are more likely to more
Invest.
concerned on the
Yeah.
product's material, you see. So like or more care towards the environment. So the products are 100% recycled. I think this is something that we need to need to have in the upcoming trend.
Okay, great. So
Yeah,
thank you so
thank you.
much to both of you, Joey and Uko, for today's session. It was truly a great sharing, and I've learned a lot about upholstery products from you. Thank you. Thank you so much for today's session, gentlemen.
Okay. A pleasure. A pleasure.
Okay,
Thank you.
ladies and gentlemen in the audience, thank you for joining us. We would now like you to do a quick and short survey through the link in the comment section to feedback on ARCHIDEX Fast Forward webinar series. Thank you very much. Gentlemen, thank you very much, the audience. We will see you soon, and do stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye.
Bye.